there are some truths in the world that are considered irrefutable. Price is a function of supply and demand, inflation is inevitable, the sun will rise each day, spring will follow winter, difficult headphones need big powerful headphone amps, and aging is inevitable. What's inside this box wants to challenge some of those truths. The contents of this box won't change the sun or the seasons, and it can't influence inflation, but it definitely has something to say about two irrefutable truths: the laws of supply and demand, and the role of big, powerful amps for difficult headphones. And that's because this box contains not one, but two products. It's a collaboration of two brands to create a matched bundle of headphone amp and headphone, where the headphone amp has been specifically designed for the particular headphone. But importantly, they're not limited to only working with one another. You can use the amp with any headphone you like, and you can use the headphone with any amp you like, but you might not want to split them up. This is a collaboration between Enleum and Modhouse to bring together the Modhouse Tungstens with a modified version of the Enleum HPA-23RM, now called the HPA-23RMH. The H could be for high powered, it could also be MH for Modhouse at the end. And what that means is that this amplifier has been specifically designed to drive this headphone. This could be the most difficult to drive headphone currently on the market, and this headphone amp has gotten more powerful, but stayed the same size. And that's astonishing. For those not familiar, the Modhouse Tungstens have taken the audiophile world by storm over the last year or so, and that's because they offer flagship performance at kind of an upper mid-tier price. But they do come with a different cost. With an impedance of 150 ohms and a sensitivity of just 78 decibels per milliwatt, the Tungstens are incredibly difficult to drive. They require an eye-watering 1585 milliwatts, call it 1.6 watts, to reach 110 decibels. I'll break down their full power requirements in a separate video review I'm going to do for the Tungstens. But for now, what's important to know is that you can't just plug in the Tungstens into any old headphone amp and expect them to get loud enough without maxing out the volume and putting the headphone amp under a lot of stress and creating bunches of distortion, if you can even get them loud enough. So coming back now to those irrefutable truths, the Tungsten headphone is almost perpetually sold out. There's a high demand for the Tungstens, but a low supply. Because Modhouse, the company that makes them, is still a very small company. You wouldn't know that though looking at the build quality and finish of the Tungstens, they look and feel fantastic. Despite the supply and demand being way out of balance, these are still a very well priced headphone when you consider their performance, and we'll get to that bit later. So the Tungstens have kind of broken the laws of economics. As for the HPA-23RMH, that's producing about 35% more current now, and it hasn't gotten any bigger. I think maybe the laws of physics have been bent just a little bit here. But this video isn't just an introduction. I want to take some time now to tell you about the combination of these two products together. As I've already said, I'm going to review the Tungstens later on their own in a separate video, and I've already reviewed the HPA-23RM, the non-modified version, and as far as I can tell, the sound quality of the two is identical. So the HPA-23RMH is only about the extra power to help it drive the Tungstens better. So make sure you subscribe if you want to see the full review in depth of the Tungstens. And at the end of this video, I'll link you through to the review of the HPA-23RM so you can check that one out if you're interested. But for now, let's talk about the combination of these two as a pair. And first off, we should discuss the packaging. Whilst it's great to receive such a sturdy flight case that you could travel the world with and arrive safely at each destination with your gear intact, I do wonder how many people are actually going to use this. I mean, the headphones are an open back, so you're only going to use these in a quiet location like a hotel room, and no one's going to be taking this on the train every day to work. I guess though, if this is the standard packaging instead of cardboard and polystyrene, then it's probably more sustainable and a bunch more useful. We should also discuss the design and accessories. You get this lovely Viking weave cable that's terminated in a 6.3mm connection, and that's specifically to go into the current mode output on the HPA-23RMH. You also get two sets of pads. These are actually ZMF Caldera pads. You get the perforated leather and also a set of the hybrid perforated pads as well. What you also get in the box, of course, is the amplifier with a power supply for charging it, or you can run it from the power supply consistently, and then the set of tungsten headphones with a custom-made Enleum grill. So as far as I understand from talking to Sue-In Che from Enleum and also Ryan from Modhouse, if you buy this setup, you're going to get the custom Enleum branding on your tungstens. I haven't dug into depth yet about the color schemes and what options you might have there, but if this is what you're getting, these are gorgeous. All up, you're looking at a price of $5,500 for this whole package, and that makes it about $500 more than buying a tungsten all by itself and then buying the HPA-23RM, the non-modified version, which isn't going to have quite the same amount of drive ready for these headphones. So for that $500 more, you're getting an upgraded version of the amplifier, plus the flight case, plus the nice customized branding that links it all together, plus a great quality cable. It's all there ready for you in that flight case. And so everything you get here looks and feels premium, and it's seemingly all beautifully made, but I'm sure we've all got the same question. Is this an outstanding combination from a sonic perspective, or is it just an exercise in co-branding? I only knew about the tungstens by reputation and specifications when I heard about this pairing, and I have to admit that I was a little bit skeptical about it when Sue-In Che and Ryan first told me about it. I was of course keen to see what they'd cooked up, but I was concerned that maybe the tungstens deserved an even better amp than the HPA-23RM. The Enleum HPA-23RM is already a great amp, but I just wondered if the tungstens actually deserved something at a higher level, such as the Enleum AMP-23R or the Burson Soloist Voyager. And the reality is that they do deserve something better. When it comes to iconic pairings, there's peanut butter and jam or jelly, there's tomato and basil, Vegemite and cheese, banana and pesto, yes really you could thank Sorted Food for that one, fish and chips, and the Modhouse Tungsten, and the Enleum HPA-23RMH. When I said that the tungstens deserved a better amp than the HPA-23RM, I was right. And this is it. The tweaks that Sue-In Che has made to the original 23RMH to make the high-powered version have made it such a perfect match with the tungsten that it's uncanny. As I've already said, the original HPA-23RM was already a great amp, but the upgrades made to give it extra current output have made it now a perfect pairing with the tungstens. And that's largely down to two things: the character of the HPA-23RMH's sound, and then also the fact that it uses a current drive mode. In short, current drive mode offers some sonic benefits due to the way that it drives the headphone drivers, and that's because it uses current as the key variable in the amplification process instead of voltage like most amps. As far as I can understand what is a very complex topic, a current mode amplifier is able to respond much faster to the very rapid fluctuations in the musical signal, and also has lower intermodulation distortion. Altogether, that's going to result in a more natural sound. As Sue-In Che, the designer of the HPA-RMH puts it, we can expect more direct and precise control of the headphone with a current mode amplifier. That's as far as I dare go into it because it's a complex topic to try to unpack. One important and simple factor about current mode amplifiers is that they're at their best with headphones or earphones that have a flat impedance curve, like planar magnetics, like the tungstens. Listening to the tungstens from the HPA-23RMH, it's hard to imagine the sound getting any better. And when I compare the sound quality of the tungstens from the 23RMH to the tungstens from the Burson Soloist Voyager, I think the RMH combination is actually better. That's not because the HPA-23RMH is a better amplifier than the Burson Soloist Voyager, it's just that it suits the tungsten so well. On All to Myself, the bass is wonderfully tight but full-bodied, and the vocal is natural, clean, and well separated from the mix. There's crispness and clarity, but also smoothness and refinement too. Similarly, on Going to a Town, the kick bass is punchy and solid, but not enhanced. The guitar in the left channel is crisp and articulate. The vocals are well separated, once again natural and fluid. I can't stress enough how perfect this combination sounds. And that's not me saying that the HPA-23RMH is somehow the best headphone amp on the planet, or that the tungstens are the best headphone on the planet. But in much the same way as I'm completely captivated by the combination of the ZMF Atrium and the Shit Audio Folkvanger headphone amp, the tungstens paired with the HPA-23RMH is this deep, rich, and wonderful tunnel to musical enjoyment. If you haven't experienced the tungstens yet, I'll have a full in-depth review of them soon, talking about how they fare in the world of premium head-fi gear, so make sure you subscribe if you want to see that one. And if you have already heard the tungstens, this combination kind of takes what you will already know and just maximizes it. I don't yet know if the HPA-23RMH is going to be available for separate purchase for people that might already have the tungstens, but if you're in the market to buy a pair of tungstens and you don't yet have a premium headphone amp to put with them, then this pairing deserves some serious consideration. As always, I want to extend a huge thanks to channel members, Patreon members, and those of you that send super thanks here on YouTube. If you're pumped about what I've just shared here and you want to know more about the HPA-RM while you wait for my review of the tungstens, then I've linked that one up here. Everything you need to know about the HPA-RMH is covered in that video, because the MH version just has more power, or more current specifically. So click the link up here to learn more about the amplifier, and make sure that you're subscribed so you can learn more about the headphones soon. For now though, happy listening, be kind to each other, and I'll see you here next time on Passion for Sound.